hit. Head pin off the wall, hitting the 4. We've seen her trip that before, but not this time.
Well, you know one thing, the wood is honest.
Uh-oh.
And like I said, execution down the stretch. Mistake for Cindy Coburn-Carroll, who knows it. And more than likely, Dana Miller-Mackie is going to take advantage right here. She leads by 19 and could really extend it.
Catching the conditioner there. We saw Donna Adamek almost leaving, or almost missing the 4-7 the exact same way. Off to the right. You don't see that too often.
There's a little more conditioner out there than you would suspect. This has been the mystery lane thus far. Dana hasn't been able to figure out 16.
Right now, Dana just wanting to stay clean as she leads by 19.
We've seen Cindy Coburn-Carroll strike, though, Liana. 19 is probably not enough.
Oh, and you mentioned it coming down to the stretch. When you chop, that hurts. So close. Now Cindy Coburn only trails by 6.
Oh, jeez.
Who wants this?
Oh, they both want it.
Or I take it, yes.
The question is who's going to go out and get it? Wow, look at that. A couple of opens in the 6th. This has been the good lane. And a little too much velocity. Bucket is left.
And this is not an easy spare here.
Hardest thing in the world to do is go out and just bowl and forget about the title, forget about the pressure, forget about the national television audience.
Yeah, that is the hardest thing to do.
But you've been in the zone. You've done that. That's what you have to do.
It's tough.
Oh, I know.
It's tough to do. Oh.
Reached out and got a break. Just gutting it out right now. Dana Miller and Cindy Coburn.
Brought just the essentials, huh? What?
And while we were away, Cindy Coburn left the bucket again on the right-hand lane and converted it perfectly. It's a 6-pin match.
Bucket shooting contest here, both on the right and the left side. Right now in the 8th frame. What happened to those strikes we saw earlier in the match?
They have disappeared, but will they reappear? Like right here.
Oh, like you mentioned, the pressure building.
Oh, yeah, that was a pull all the way.
Well, she sailed it on 16, so she tried to make the adjustment you mentioned, pulling it, and needs to pick this up, the 310. Big, big title for both of these players.
Key shot, and it was made beautifully by Cindy Coburn-Carroll. Oh, look at him on the edge of the chair now.
You know, Dana Miller-Mackie is the one that's going to finish on her bad lane as well, and she had the choice. Here's a look at the spare conversion. Perfect, right between the 3 and the 10. And she had the choice of to which lane she got to finish on. I'm surprised she finished.
Oh, my goodness. Tough, tough break for Dana Miller, who made the shot that she felt she needed. More speed to keep it in the pocket. And the 7-9 appears.
I'd have to say this was a bad rack, Denny. The 5-pin just blowing right in front of the 9. Oh, she's saying yes. She knew she had the fingers in the lift, and when you know it and you leave that, that's just an awful result.
It's devastating what it does to you.
I mean, there are times you know you left it. You can feel the ball coming off your hand, but she felt she threw that one great.
Well, let's put the numbers together here. If she strikes out, it's 193 instead of leading now, though she trails by 5. And from what we've seen the last 3 or 4 frames, anything can happen here in the latter stages of this one.
I'm not going to put my neck on the line and try to decide who's going to win this with 2 frames to go.
Got to have a strike here, though.
It's the better of her 2 lanes. Oh.
High again. Boy, confusion reigns right now for Dana Miller-Mackie. Scratches the head and says, I came over here and threw some great practice shots, started quickly, and have just lost the feel for this pair of lanes.
Well, it has to be mentally defeating, too, Denny. You get up on lane 16, you feel like you make a shot like she did and ends up with a 7-9. Now she gets up on 15. Instead of having that loose arm swing that she's had, was able to hit that lane just perfectly. 2 frames, she's unable to hit it.
Winner of 6 straight matches. That's how she became the top seed. But she is right now in the process of losing her first match here in Lansing, and it will be a costly one if she does.
These two players did not meet in any of the previous matches in the last 2 days.
Set it short. Rolls up nicely, and Cindy Coburn will have to deal now with the 7-pin.
Well, she missed it in the 6th frame, but I'm sure she'll make that adjustment here. Ball not coming up to it. Husband Jerry looking on.
That was a good shot.
Just saw it out the 5.
Under the circumstances, a wonderful attempt.
She said, she didn't hit that real solid, did she?
No, but she wasn't going to miss right, I can tell you that.
No, but you're unsure of what is exactly on that left side. As she wasn't sure if she hit some of the dry boards there and the ball hooking off to the left channel.
All right, now is when you take a good look deep down inside and realize that you've still got a chance. It's going to come down to the 10th frame.
2 strikes and 7 pins. Closes out Dana.
Quick to the line.
Yeah.
Oh, good shot, though. Jerry says, likewise, I'd like one more, Cindy, and then we'll take our chances with the final shot. And all Dana's doing is praying to have a chance in the 10th.
Jerry not very vocal there. Did you notice that?
Quiet as a mouse right now as Cindy re-racks on lane 15. I'm not sure if it's the rack or if she's just trying to buy a little time at this stage.
I would say she's buying time, Denny. Just trying to... You mentioned her heart rate coming down before. I think that she just needed to get it down a little bit for this shot. It's one thing to be a little nervous, but you don't want to be too nervous.
Or too juiced up.
Gave it the room. A little quick to the line. Oh, my. A trip, too. She's destined to win this event as Dana looks over and says, come on. Cindy trying to figure out exactly how much she leads. Oh, Denny, she got way ahead of this ball. That ball didn't have a chance. The head pin off the wall, comes back, gets the 2. Cindy says, you bet, yes, I'm going to take everything I can get. Has to have 7 pins here. Oh, no. Out the... And exactly 7 pins.
Well, not exactly textbook style, but Cindy Coburn-Carroll wins the Queens, and right now that young lady is exhausted. Emotionally, she has been on the roller coaster for the better part of the last 5 frames. Cindy Coburn wins her first major, the 1992 WIBC